Hi there, students. Let's look at some phrasal verbs with beat. Notice beat, an irregular verb. Beat, beat, beaten. Okay, first one. To beat down. So the rain was beating down. The rain was beating down very hard. The sun was beating down. Intransitive. If you're negotiating with somebody, maybe you try to beat down the price, to beat it down. That is separable and transitive. To beat down the offer, to try to persuade somebody to sell something at a lower price. I negotiated and managed to beat him down to 45. Okay, the sun was beating down on my head. The rain was beating down and I was absolutely soaked. Okay, to beat off an opponent, to beat off an attacker. So the dog attacked me, but I beat it off with my hands. Yeah, I beat the dog off with a stick. And then more metaphorically, you could beat off a challenge from an opponent in a competition. We beat off competition in the tender process to win the contract. They effortlessly beat off their rivals. Okay, so to beat them off, to get rid of them. To drive something away. Okay, so they beat away the attackers. She beat away the attackers with her handbag. To beat off, to defeat somebody in competition. Yeah, to beat them away. To beat on somebody, to hit repeatedly. So the skinheads were beating on the man. The police were beating on him. To hit repeatedly. Okay, to beat out. So you beat out a tune. Yeah, you make a set of sounds by hitting an instrument or an other object. You could beat the information out of somebody. Yeah, you beat on them until they give out the information. Okay, if he doesn't tell you voluntarily, then beat it out of him. You could beat out a fire. He took a sack and beat out the fire. He stamped it out. He beat it out. Yeah. Okay, so the drummers beat out a march. He beat out the flames with a branch. The drummers were beating out a rhythm. To beat up. To hurt somebody by kicking him. So the skinheads beat him up and he ended up in hospital. But then you could beat yourself up, to criticize yourself, to blame yourself. So I'm always beating myself up because I think I've done the wrong thing. Okay, the criminal beat up the householder. Yeah, he got beat up on Saturday night. Don't beat yourself up about this. Yeah, they threatened to beat me up if I didn't hand over my wallet. And then to beat up on is the same as to beat up. To continue hitting. He and his brother are always beating up on each other. The speaker was beating up on unemployed people. So to physically attack or to criticize quite a lot. So the press is beating up on people who do this type of thing. Okay, so beat. Let's see. Let's do a little bit of origin. To beat. To beat means to hit. Beat, beat, beat. Okay. To attack or to hit. To beat somebody up. To attack. to attack them. The skinheads beat him up. The weather, the sun was beating down, the rain was beating down. Okay, the word to beat, from beaten in Old English, Proto-Germanic bautana, to push or to strike, bud in Proto-Indo-European, to hit or to strike as well. So, to beat down, the sun was beating down. I beat down the original price. He beat off the attack. They beat off stiff opposition. To beat on somebody, he's always beating on his brother, or the two brothers are always beating on each other. To beat out a sound, to make somebody tell you something by hitting them. The police beat a confession out of him. He beat out the fire. Yeah, to beat out the competition as well. The skinheads beat me up and took my money. To beat up on, this is the idea of beat up, to fight, to hit each other as well. So enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. Beat down, beat off, beat on, beat out, beat up on.